Well, we did it. We got the $5,000.
Yeah.
Adam now has to leave the podcast.
I will be leaving.
He will be leaving. Unfortunately, Stav ate too much Auntie Anne's on the way home.
He hit a little double with the Audience and Cinnabon.
He drove back from Maryland today, and somehow didn't get back until like 7 p.m.
What's the 5,000 for?
Just money I want.
Subscribers.
Yeah.
Oh, no shit.
Yeah, we're famous. I don't know.
Good for you.
Yeah,
we're doing all right. So Kurt's here. Kurt came.
You want this?
Everyone who listens to this is, it's the same. It's the same people listen to all podcasts.
Yeah, I didn't realize there was this. Every time somebody says something to me, also listens to every podcast.
Yeah.
And I listen to no podcasts.
Yeah, I don't listen to any podcasts.
Me neither.
They all sit on Reddit. They listen to podcasts. So we got Kurt here instead of Stav. Kurt's been a highly requested guest on the podcast.
Yeah, we're very thankful.
Thanks for coming through.
You got $5,000 worth of subscribers.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, there's more people stealing, which is even more punk rock.
Are they still stealing?
Oh, they're still stealing. You changed it to RSS.
Yeah, but they're sharing the
What's
RSS.
RSS?
I don't even know.
How'd your subscription work?
It's Putin, dude.
We do the same shit. It's Patreon.
It's Putin.
Patreon?
Yeah.
So is it subscription just to listen to it at all?
No.
Oh, so you have free and then you have
one free,
premium.
one paid. The same format. Isn't that what you guys are doing now?
Well, what do you mean one free and one paid?
You do 2 a week.
Yeah. So if you pay $5 a month, you get an extra episode.
You get an extra episode.
I think we're doing like a monthly bonus. I don't really know how to do it, but maybe that's the way to do it. I don't know what you should be doing.
Well, we stole the model from my roommate. My roommate told guess how much my roommate's podcast makes now?
What?
Just guess.
Well, I don't know.
Just guess.
I'm not. Just tell me.
No, just guess.
$1 billion.
Yes.
Okay. Well, $250,000 a year.
Yeah.
Jesus.
From a
Isn't that insane?
podcast.
From a podcast.
What is his podcast called?
Chapo Trap House.
What could be that interesting that it makes $250,000 a year?
It's like they talk shit about.
They're it's like a politics podcast.
Journalists
They just got wrote up in the New Yorker.
Yeah.
Throughout the election.
I guess it's a leftist perspective. They're funny. They're not comics, but they're all three independently funny dudes.
Yeah.
I think that just bunch of journo guys are like afraid of getting bullied by guys with beards on a podcast. They all subscribe to Chapo. Yeah.
It's it's very similar to Red Eye. It's basically the same. The premier political comedy outlet is Fox's Red Eye.
Yeah, it's pretty much the same thing.
With Tom Shalhoub and some girl that won a beauty pageant 7 years ago, and she's somehow fell from instead of going from actress to woman that just gets fucked by a bunch of people.
Yeah,
I used to play the liberal panel on Gutfeld.
Oh yeah,
it was like a wall that would say the liberal view.
Yeah, I was thinking about doing Gutfeld or Kennedy. I asked him about it, and she was like, maybe I'll recommend you for it, but she was like, I would suggest that you actually watch the show beforehand. And I guess she could tell that I've never seen.
What, to pick your spot or something? I don't know.
No, she's like, I don't think you know what those shows are. And I was like, you're right. I don't
think they know what the shows are. I watch, like, what is this?
Considering how fast and loose they play it at Red Eye, I figured might as well.
Well, all Fox shows they don't want to pay union writers to do the show. So that's how you get that.
Well, I don't even know who writes for Red Eye. I know it's Kissel and Tim Diamond. But it was funny. Like, Tim came up to me the first time I did Red Eye, and he was like, "Hey man, I'm one of the writers on the show." And I was like, "Write it for what?"
Yeah, what do you write?
What do you write? I don't understand. I guess Andy's rebuttals.
Yeah, Andy's rebuttals.
I thought he just came up with that shit, and he had fake papers because it sounded newsy. They have like fake papers to shuffle.
The show's too long. I'll put it that way.
Yeah.
Is it a nightly or a weekly?
It's
nightly.
They
nightly.
film 2 a day now.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
That's so much work.
It's a Tyler Perry model they're doing.
Right. Well, considering how often they have like me and Tim Dillon and Scott Chaplin on, it's like they really don't. I feel bad for the news people that come on because they'll have like, people that have legitimate careers in journalism and then like a comic that has 0 TV credits.
Yeah.
Literally, I just tweeted at the show and I was like, put me on the show. And that's how it happened.
That's how you did it?
Yeah. And then Rich Lowry's wearing like a fucking suit.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then he just gets bullied.
Well, yeah, you said you were on with the ambassador John Bolton once.
A while ago.
That's pretty. I mean, you've got credits at least. That's
my main credit I use everywhere.
Yeah.
Ambassador John Ambassador Bolton. Yes, I know him.
Red Eye is such a shit credit too. It's not like, something you can even use for shows. It's like in DC when comics will be like, oh yeah, say I was on Comcast.
Yeah. What was that?
They're like this local Comcast open mic show. Yeah. Well, I guess it matters. It fucking
I hate telling hosts what to say. Like, what do you want me to say? And like, just fucking
say my name.
Yeah. I remember when I had to bring up Louis, and I'm like, what do you want me to say? He's like, nothing. Just say Louis C.K. and drop the mic and walk away from it slowly. Like,
yeah.
And I'm like, all right. And because as a host, you don't want to I just gotta say something, man. But I totally get why he didn't want me to say anything.
Well, the conceit of credits is that the audience doesn't have any faith that the show is going to be a good show until they hear what you've been on or like how you've been vetted. But like,
and they don't care what the fucking credits are.
Right, nobody cares. There's nobody in the audience that's going to be like, oh.
All it does is make me uncomfortable before I get on.
Yeah, he's been on a sitcom on CISO that I've never heard of.
I got, oh God, on Friday night I was at a show and the host asked and I said, no, I have nothing. And then the dude who booked it was like, no, say Come Town. And I was like, all right, fine. And then he fucking butchered my name. He called it Come Mom Podcast. And he's like, Aaron Friedman.
Come On Podcast, he called it?
Come Mom. Come Mom Podcast.
Come Mom?
He's like, everyone, please put your hands together for Aaron Friedman from the Come On Mom Podcast.
I've only butchered one intro in my entire life. It like having to bring people up, and it was Cameron Esposito, and it was before I knew who she was. And in retrospect, I'm like, good.
Yeah,
I feel like there's a part of my subconscious.
How did you?
I said like Carmen Esperanto or something. I've just fucking
Carmen Esperanto. It's not even a hard name to get right.
Give it up for Carmen Sandiego, everybody.
Fucking Carmen Sandiego.
Where in the world are Carmen Sandiego's punchlines?
You know her from Upworthy. What a horrific credit.
Yeah, wait, is that her credit? Upworthy?
That's
she's on everything.
To me.
Yeah, she's got a lot of money now.
Hey guys, think periods aren't a thing to bring up at pod? Like, that. I love that fake, that fake thing of all men or have demanded that you can never talk about your period.
Yeah.
Now here's one that goes on uncomfortably long. About nothing.
Yeah,
that's the worst joke I've ever heard.
That's the only benefit to the Trump presidency is if the executions start. I'm going to enjoy like the first 45 executions.
What do you think his
Trevor Noah's getting shot.
Yeah.
He's going to kill Trevor Noah. He's going to seat him behind the desk on the National Mall.
Well, Trevor, I think that was coming. So I'm just like, he's brown and has an accent. Everyone's going to love this.
Well, he's a great host. He's
not. It's just not from America, man. I'm telling you, it bothers people to have a non-American.
No, I just think
Trevor Noah would have killed it if it was a show on MTV and it wasn't the fucking Daily Show.
Yeah.
He's just not the right voice for that show.
So who do you think is Samantha Bee? Was the right
Jon Stewart? And there's no way Comedy Central's gonna be like.
Did you watch Samantha Bee?
I've seen.
Is this as amazing as I've heard?
I don't know. It was post-election. A lot of the stuff I've seen has been kind of just horse shit.
What do you mean horseshit? Like,
the like don't riot. It's important not to fucking riot or whatever.
She said that?
Yeah, she said that.
All I know is that people
Daily Show did a don't riot bit. She was like, you're ruining the credibility for the rest of us.